Hi there, everyone. So today we're going to do the card class for the Dragonfly Garden. And this is the stamp set here. And we're going to make the 3 cards. So for these 3 cards, we use almost every single stamp set. So let's get started. And today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to try to do all 3 cards in one video. So let's start with this one. And in your kit, you'll have all the little pieces. Don't worry if your DSP is a little different. It's still going to be from the same collection. So the ink we're going to be using for the 3 cards are these ones here: Mossy Meadow, Misty Moonlight, and Bumblebee. So for this card here, oh, and you know what? We're going to be using Memento Black as well. So let's get started. We are going to ink up our first stamp. And there's no right or wrong way. You can use as many or as few as you want. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. Then we're going to take this striped piece and we're going to put it across. And you can use either side. If you want it a little brighter, you can use the other side. We'll stick with the blue. And we're going to put it in the middle here. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take our 2 strips here and we're going to put some dimensionals on the back. And again, you can decide which side you want. You don't have to use the same side. I just wanted to keep it looking blue. I wanted the blue side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my first one on there. And I sort of forgot to measure out how far that's going to be, but it's not a big deal. Next, we're going to take our Dragonfly. And in your stamp set, there's these things that look like wings. The stamp here. And it's not going to be a perfect match. It's not meant to be. And then in your kit, you'll have this. So what you'll need is you're going to need to ink up your stamp. And we're going to use the Memento, the black here. And I'm going to ink it up with the black. And then I'm going to turn it over. And I'm literally going to lay my Dragonfly on top. And then I'm going to press. So let's see if this works. But this is usually how I do it. If you have your stamps at home and you mess up, you can have the other side to try it again. So just press, then lift, and there you go. You have your Dragonfly. And then we're going to take that same piece again, and we're going to ink it up. And we're just going to put some color on the wings. Whoops. Oh, yikes. And there we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put dimensionals. And we're going to pop it up again. And then we're going to take some jumbo glue. And we're just going to pop that down. And then next for our sentiment, we're going to use the Misty Moonlight. Now we're going to say thank you. We're going to use this one here. Thank you for your kindness. And I'm just gonna, where are my scissors? Here they are, buried under everything. So I'm just gonna give it a little snip here. And then I'm gonna grab my triple banner punch. I'm gonna stick this in here and punch it. And then again, we're gonna take some dimensionals here. If you end up hearing some noises coming from my house, it's because my kids are doing online learning this week, and we just found out they're going to be at home for another 2 weeks after this. So that's always exciting. Not. Okay, next we're going to put the sprig. I believe this is, I think this is still current, this punch, which I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite punches, and I use it all the time. So I'm going to just slip it in here. And then I did see this little enamel dot here. And we're going to find our pick. And I see dog hair. Everything has dog hair at my house. And then we're just going to put this diamond, or this little dot right there. I'm going to close up this ink before I mess everything up. I'm not going to stamp the inside for now. You can do whatever you want on the inside. Oops, that's kind of messed up. Let's do it this way. And then we're just going to mount it on our card base, just like that. And I'll show you, this is what my sample looks like. This is what I did on the inside of that. So, on to our next card. Let's push these up. And okay, so our next card is going to be this. We have the yellow open. We're going to clean our stamp. And we're going to grab the kit for this card. And again, we have this one butterfly, and we're just going to do the same thing where we're just going to lay it on top of the stamp. I mean, when you do it at home, if you have the stamp set and the punch, then it's easy. You could just stamp it and then punch it. But with my kit, if you don't have the punch, but you have the stamp set, then you can just do that. And then we might as well just stamp our other dragonfly. Do one there. Maybe do one here. And then we're gonna take this stamp here. It says make good things grow all year long, and we're gonna use our Mossy Meadow. I always like to stamp everything before I mount it onto my cardstock, just in case if I mess up, I always have the other side to try again. So let's hope this turns out well and we don't have to do it again. Yeah, I guess my ink pad needs to be re-inked, but I don't know. We're just gonna go with it today. We're just gonna go with it. Okay, now I'm gonna grab a dimensional. Oops, here they are. Actually right here in front of me. So we're gonna add a dimensional on the back of this dragonfly. And we're gonna pop the sucker up like that. Then we're gonna put mount this on. I'm not sure my kit had the rhinestones. Mine doesn't have the rhinestones, but you can just add your rhinestones. Next comes our little strips, and again you can sort of decide which side you want to use. So I guess I'm going to go with that. And again, don't worry if your DSP is not exactly the same as my sample. I made sure it will still look good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put dimensionals on the back and pop that up. A lot of times I do short videos because I have 2 dogs, I have 2 kids, I have a husband who is working at home. So rarely do I get quiet in my house. So today it looks like we're kind of lucky in the sense that everyone's quiet. My husband isn't walking down the stairs and singing something ridiculous. My dogs are not barking at delivery. And then you have your little ladybug, and you can put your ladybug anywhere. I think I'm going to put my guy right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a mini dimensional, and I'm just going to sort of, oops, that's my dog having a little dream or something. I don't know if you can hear him in the background making his little noises. That's my little guy. So for these ladybugs, you can also do like glue dots. That works as well. But I find the dimensionals work, so that's just what I'm going to use. And we're going to stick them on right there. So there's our card. And I don't have my rhinestones out right now, so you're just going to add your little rhinestones wherever you want. Okay, let's move on to the third card. Okay, so here's our last card. We're going to take all the pieces out. So what we're going to do is for this card, we're going to use Mossy Meadow. And of course, mine isn't inked up properly. So you know what? Maybe I will just use... I'm going to use Old Olive and see if we can sort of get away with it, because I don't want to re-ink it right now. So we're going to use this big stamp here. And we're going to stamp it sort of right in the middle. So there we go. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take our square, our DSP squares. It looks like I think I'm going to do it like this, and then that. Okay. So, we're going to add some glue. And of course we can decide, maybe we'll do it this way. So that's my first square. Then we're going to put on our second square. And then I think I'm going to do the third one right there. Okay, so then the next part is just to add this green ribbon. And what I do is I kind of cheat. I use a bit of tape. I mean, you can use glue dots. I find tape is just easier. So I go and flip it and decide where I want it. And I flip it around and I just put a piece of tape to hold it down. So that's all I do. If you want to use glue dots, you can use glue dots. But like I said, this is what I do. I find it nice and quick, and it works. Next, we're going to take our bow, and we're going to add a glue dot to the back of it. And then we're just going to put that down. Next, we're going to take our little dragonflies, and we're going to pop them up. These are cards that were designed during the on stage at home. These are make and takes, and I thought it would be like a perfect class because these are great cards. They're easy, they're fast, but they also look awesome. And they are not too hard to do. So I'm going to take, again, this is Old Olive because my Mossy Meadow is a little dry. So we're going to use this. Let's stamp it right here. And this triple banner punch is like one of my most used punches. I absolutely love it. And then we're going to pop up the banner. I pop up everything, so. So I'm just going to pop this up. Line it up to the edge. And then I'm going to put one of these little dimensionals on my ladybug. It might actually be easier to put the dimensional on the on my thing and then just pop the ladybug on top of it. These are so tiny, you have to have like small fingers to. Alright, there you go. And then we're gonna mount that onto our card base. And let's see if I did anything on the inside. So that's what I stamped on the inside of my card. So thanks again for joining me, and this was my January 10th online class for the Dragonfly Garden. Thanks again. See you next time.